Hey everybody, welcome to another Illustrator CS6 tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you a bunch of more tips on how to work with your paths. We're going to use stuff like the reshape tool, and we're going to use the eraser tool and the pencil tool and a bunch of other tools to modify our paths and make them do some more useful things. So the first thing I want to show you is the reshape tool, and that's down here, and it's going to be under where the scale tool is. Go ahead and make a shape and use your direct selection tool to select some of the path. And go ahead and select 2 points. You could select 1 point as well if you want to. And select your reshape tool, and you're able to manipulate these edges here like that and make different types and reshape your paths there actually. Now if I just select one, I'm going to do a lot of switching back between my selection tools and my other tools. So it's a good idea for you to start using your hotkeys. The direct selection tool is A. I'm just going to click every time so you guys can see what I'm doing and you don't get lost. So right now I just have one anchor point selected. Now when I go to move this, you can see the left anchor point stays, but the right one moves. So that's really all there is to using the shape tool. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys was the eraser tool and show you how that works. Now I want to create an eyeball for this Pac-Man here that I made. I know it's not the best looking Pac-Man in the world, but it's my Pac-Man, so I'll appreciate it. All you need to do is select your eraser tool, and you can use the bracket keys on your keyboard to make the circle bigger or smaller. And then go ahead and click. Oh crap, you gotta have the selection tool, or you gotta have your path selected. You always gotta have your path selected when you're doing these things. Click, and then it cuts out a hole in your path. And now these paths are actually combined now. They're all one. So if I go to take my direct selection tool and select the outside path here and move it, you can see the circle is going to move with it. If I just select the circle, try to move it, it's going to move along with the path as well. And if you look in the layers panel, you can see that it's a path now. It's going to be a compound path. So that's what we've got there. Now, what if I want to create a path free-handedly? I don't want to use the pen tool. Well, you can use the pencil tool. Click on it. Make sure that there's a stroke here so we can see what you're doing. And go ahead and draw. I'm going to draw this circle shape. And you can see that it's not the greatest looking shape ever. But there is a path and there are anchor points. So what I'm going to need to do is go ahead and delete one of my anchor points. And you can see that didn't work too well. So try to move these together. Use my direct selection tool here to try to move some of my points. I'm going to zoom in so we can see what we're doing a little bit easier. All right, and there I go. And now I hook the paths together. It's one anchor point, and it looks like crap. So I'm going to use what's called the smooth tool, and that's underneath the pencil tool. And I can actually go along parts of my object here and smooth them out. If I go around like this should smooth it out. And it's smoothing out parts of my object. Now, the tool doesn't always work the best. Let me go back and redo that so I can get it back together. It's a little unpredictable. Double click on it and you've got some options. You got smoothness. The higher the smoothness, the more smooth it's going to make the path. And fidelity is how far you got to draw to actually get your smoothness. So I'm going to hit reset and get these back to the default options and hit OK. Now I'm going to try to use the tool. Hopefully it works a little better than it did before. There we go. We're starting to get somewhere. Another way to make the points smoother, if you got a point like this that's being stubborn, go to your Convert Anchor Point tool, click, and then go ahead and click again. See if these points, oh yeah, the points were never combined. That's why. Click these. We'll go to Edit, our Object, Path, Join. Now they're joined. Okay. We'll try to move these out so they look a little bit alike. And now let's try our Smooth tool again. Now we're getting somewhere. And I'm starting to smooth these out. And you can see how this works. It's going to just try to smooth out your shape. And it's not going to be perfect, so you're going to have to use your direct selection tool or any of your other point manipulation tools to kind of smooth this out and make it look a little better to get what you want. You might have to go in and start deleting points, deleting anchor points. I want the, hopefully this doesn't delete it right out. Oop. There we go. Start deleting anchor points so that way you can get a smoother shape. When you have too many anchor points, like I have two right next to each other here, it creates a problem and starts making things more, getting things too, I don't know how to say it. It makes things a lot more jaggedy. The last thing I wanted to show you is with the eraser tool again. I'm going to show you when you go ahead and try to erase something around the edges here. So I'm going to erase this. Oh, I gotta have it selected. And now let's try to erase it. You see, it's going to create a new path and have the path conform to what you tried to erase. And the more jaggedy you erase, the more points you're going to have to make to compensate for that. So that's the last thing I just wanted to show you. Remember that using the bracket keys makes your eraser tool smaller or bigger. And that's all I got to show you. So thanks a lot for watching this one, everybody. Have a good day.